So when I told Wyatt I wanted to break down the clip of Poilievre going at it with the media member, he suggested a title of Poilievre slams the, quote, Trudeau mouthpiece, end quote, media. I thought it was good because it's both technically true and figuratively true. Yes, it is YouTube clickbaity, but I will make this SEO compliant on my honor. We will break down this clip, and this is a slamming of the media. So for those of you who aren't political nerds and didn't know, like, well, why is everyone so yay? Let me put the context to you. And for the political nerds, let's break down like why this actually means, because this is important here. Like, it isn't just, Poilievre slamming the media. Like, that did happen, again, on my YouTube honor. But he promised to destroy the media, essentially. That's a much more interesting topic. And the actual video there is not even a Trudeau, Poilievre will destroy media. It's actually an interesting murder mystery of who did kill the media here, right? So this will be half sports analogy, half murder mystery. All right. The reason why many people were so excited is, if you don't know by now, most people, the vast majority, over 95% of, people to the right of center in Canada believe that the mainstream media en masse is not only ignoring them, but actively hostile in the sense that it's bias against them. And I think there's enough evidence of this, of media attacking conservatives and, whatever thing, you've seen coverage. I mean, like, for us, like the Freedom Convoy, and like just outright lying about what was going on there. So you have a crowd that is sort of hostile towards, let's say, lefty press. And in this country, it's so much worse because the Trudeau government promised to give $600 million in, bailouts or subsidies or whatever it was to the media to, in his words, preserve the independence of the media. Yes, this is so for non-Canadians and for most Canadians too, guys. This is where society divides on these like straight gaslighting issues. And yes, they happen on all sides, but come on, let's be honest. Are we really going to let the leader of the country and the political establishment get away with an excuse that by the government giving large amounts of subsidies to these companies, it will not listen, media companies, their job is to be neutral arbiters of the truth in the face of the government and our institutions, right? Their jobs are to monitor the institutions. Do you not think that them getting large sums of money from one of the institutions could compromise coverage of said institution? Like, come on. No one buys this. Like, you're not being reasonable. So this is the context of what a lot of people believe. And you'll see the reporter in the clip start with attacking the Poilievre government for wanting to subsidize the media when he's openly on policy not wanting to subsidize the media. And again, this is the murder mystery question, and the big incident is here. So yes, most establishment media have been historically politically left-leaning across, most Western nations, like India too, right? It's a thing. The media tends to get quite lefty. Okay. When governments get involved, especially left-wing governments funding this media, it actually signed their death warrant, because when they took the money, not only were they like, did it not help them in the long run, let's say, save these jobs, as will come up as an issue. There's been mass layoffs and like they are struggling. Like no one watches this stuff anymore. Yeah, there's better stuff on the internet and around the same context. Hello. What you get is a company, an entire system that is now dependent on those subsidies to survive. So with the removal of all that government money from your income and balance sheet in a corporate world and the thought of growth and this and that, your model won't be sustainable and it will collapse, most likely. So the murder mystery here is, who kills the media? Is it Poilievre who's going to pull the plug? Is that that's what's going to kill them? Well, this then comes the question, is like, okay, maybe it's the person who put them in the bed. Is this the Liberal government who made them reliant on their dollars and then, destroyed their trust with the multiple scandals? And you had, SNC-Lavalin, and again, like, forcing them to outright lie about the Freedom Convoy. And, it was a Russian, maybe it was funded by Vladimir Putin, right? So loss of trust there. Many different things. Is the media itself at fault? Because Not only did they take the money, but they've let into their own institutions, into their own structures, whatever you want to call them over the years, the social justice warriors, or they were woke, any version of neo-Marxist thought you want to throw in there, critical race theory, DEI, whatever the new term is. These people have been running around your institutions causing problems, and in itself, like, you're not able to produce content because all these people suck. And how much institutional control do they have inside the media? This is another interesting thing. So is Poilievre going to potentially save the mainstream media in a way? Like, is the argument there that they're in the coma, they're on the bed, and yeah, they're not moving, or they suck. Look at them, they suck, right? This is why they're cooperating with the government, and they got news shut down on Facebook and Instagram and maybe Google. Oh, that hurts all of us? Yeah, you ding dongs, but the people in the news companies are owned by Bell and Rogers, which are in the government talks for much bigger money than like their corporate media outlets. Like, this is oil and gas and telecom stuff. Like, they think they can always get an advantage if they have enough of the system in institutional control and 10,000 lawyers and lobbyists to huck out whatever government money they can. And people don't like this sort of oligopoly government. So here you have Pierre Poilievre going on sort of going to defund the CBC, put it on his platform, and now sort of expanding it out to will remove the sort of boons the Liberals have given to this media. And thus, if they are, really critically wounded and so whatever they're going to adapt, then kaboom, like, oh well. But if they're faking it and they have the ability to get rid of all their bad actors, well, then maybe they can like get up and salvage themselves, and the good ones can, get up and at them and do what we do, like and subscribe, blah, 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 click the thing. Here's an interesting whatever. Figure it out. Make a video, write an article, make videos people want to watch, write articles people want to read, be somewhat intellectually honest with what you're doing, and people will gravitate towards it. Figure that out or don't. So here you have Pierre Poilievre, which I say again, he's not like crossing the Rubicon here, but if with this context, it is clear that, again, the Rubicon has been crossed. Like, he cannot renege on what he's doing. Here is the clip. I think Poilievre does quite well and lands it quite appropriately.
Why did your party want to grant over $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media?
We don't want to give any tax dollars to the mainstream media. Our belief is that the mainstream media and all...
Decision, then? Your party's decision to grant regulatory relief?
So I'll answer your question. The media that is bought and paid for, where are you from, by the way? Which outlet are you in? Which outlet? Which outlet?
Canadian Press.
Ah, okay, Canadian Press. So you're talking about tax dollars for media. Isn't CBC your biggest? Isn't no? I can answer. Yeah, and you want to answer?
The party want to grant $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media.
When would you like me to respond? Okay, good. Okay, great. So, of course, you are a tax-funded media outlet and spreading Justin Trudeau's message.
Why did you
and so you're interrupting me again. You're interrupting me again. I am answering the question.
Do you regret granting $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media?
Your question is false. So if you can allow me to correct your falsehoods, then we can answer the question directly. So, false. Canadian Conservatives do not believe in giving tax dollars to media outlets. That's Justin Trudeau. That's Justin Trudeau. That's Justin Trudeau. Okay, if you don't want me to answer the question, I'll move on to someone else. You're a tax-funded mouthpiece to the PMO. That's the reality. So,
question answered. You committed.
I'm trying to, but you're heckling. Are you going to let me answer the question, or are you just going to heckle on behalf of Justin Trudeau? Which is it?
I would love the answer.
Great. So our party does not support tax dollars for media outlets, because that's when we end up with biased media like you, who come here and articulate the PMO talking points rather than delivering real news to the Canadian people. Justin Trudeau gave Bell Media and other media tax dollars supposedly to protect media jobs. And then what happened? They all got laid off. So that the supposed justification for giving Bell all this money was that it was going to save media jobs. Well, they all got fired. So I guess that wasn't the real reason for giving tax dollars to the media. The real reason was for him to buy support from the media, which is what it actually did. So we believe that media should be driven by readership, viewership, and listenership, and that's what allows it to represent the Canadian people rather than taking marching orders from the PMO.
See, that was pretty good. And if you notice at the end, he did have to push through. And he went from defense mode, which was good, like just being attacked, basically defense. And even near the end, he went on offense, like unprovoked, and pushed through the heckling to actually make a point at the end, which is, hey, the media shouldn't be subsidized. We're going to remove the subsidies from it because it's clearly indicated, bias, and it didn't work. So we think media is going to be pushed by likes, viewership, and whatever. So we're not going to destroy you. We're not going to let you die, but you're going to have to earn your own viewership, which I think is the right messaging. So good day for Poilievre. And again, this is why he's going to win the election. And I can't wait for the scoffing of Andrew Coyne and the rest of it, because it's going to be great. It's going to be great.